So I spent a little time just thinking about moving forward with this piece, and I noticed a few things that were kind of missing that I thought might help it a little bit, because I was like, okay, this is a nice start, but I was having kind of a hard time watching where it was going to go. So there's these on this spire here, excuse me, there's these cross pieces, and I think I'm going to put them in. Yeah, I think that'll help break up this space a little bit. There's not very many of them though. That's the thing. But I definitely think that putting these in will help out. And then down here, let me actually put this one up here first. This will be the last one. Funny thing is, putting these in, it kind of reminds me of doing the webbing on Spider-Man's outfit. It's kind of funny. It's actually a little part here that I'm going to put in. I'll just paint over it. But there's kind of like these windows way up top here on this thing. I just think it'll help break up the space if I put it in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright. And these cross pieces here, they're painted this bluish green as well. It's, you know, rusted copper. So just a little more visual interest before we. It's funny, like, started out doing this book in one way. I feel like I'm kind of going another way with some of these pages. Might have to reel it back in a little bit. So anyway, those are drawn in. I want to get a little paint on it. Let me get the paint ready and then we'll get back to it. Alright, go ahead and yeah, definitely kind of going a different direction with this. Well, I'll block it all in the way that it needs to be, and then maybe I'll break it down a little bit so that it's not so literal. That was one thing I was kind of wanting to stay away with this, is not doing things too literal. One thing that would really help this is certain techniques you can do with oil paints that just don't work too well with acrylic. And that would be something that I'd like to do, but we ain't doing oil, so maybe I'll have to figure out a way to kind of duplicate those effects with the acrylic, kind of get the feeling that I want. Anyway, that's working pretty good. Let me get this deep blue. I've had this blue for so long, it's just about dried out. I don't want a gray, but I'll just do the blue for right now. Kind of want to get this wet, real wet. Yeah. Let me get a little bit bigger brush. There we go. Put some shadows on this. Just a little bit more depth. I like to get the paint a little more drippy. A little more painterly. Alright. Let me try this. I don't know if that's completely dry. It looks like it's not here in a few spots, but that'll be alright for right now. Alright, there we go. Now I'm gonna have to work some lighter colors back into this area, just a smidge. But I want to dry this right quick and then we'll be right back. Try and glaze a little on the side of this, taking a color that I want, and then I don't know, this might be too much paint here, but let's just see what happens, huh? Yeah, not sure how that'll look once it's dry, but I need to dry it, so let me go ahead and dry it, and we'll get back. Alright, so I started kind of pulling these areas up with a paper towel. I think I'm going to keep doing a little bit of that, so it's going to be kind of layered. And usually some of the best stuff you do is layered. So let's just see what we end up getting here. Yeah, kind of like this, starting to get a little more painterly, a little more interesting. Let me put in a hard line. Where'd my brush go? Okay. Sometimes this happens. You misplace a brush. I don't know how, but where did I put it? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Jeez. Weird. I want to kind of put a bit of a hard line right over here on this side. And remember, this is just sketchbooking. It doesn't have to be perfect. Something I want to do that'll really make that blue-green pop is put a contrasting color right next to it. I want red and blue, so I'm kind of making up a purple. This should be a lot of fun. I'm going to use a different brush for that. Use this one. And I'm kind of dry brushing this in. I'm just kind of hinting at it here and there. So give it that little extra oomph I think it needs. Okay. Pull it up and get the flat brush. Alright, that's pretty good. Yep. Just take the big brush. Do a little more of this light stuff. let that dry and we'll come back. Alright, I kind of want to throw down some just splats and stuff to kind of give it some visual interest here and there. So I think I'm going to do, yeah. Kind of play around with this a little bit. See what we can get. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let me get a little bit of this. See what type of little splats we can get from it. Yep. There's a thing to remember about this spire is it's several hundred years old. It's just got all sorts of wear and tear on it. So don't want it looking too perfect, which, I mean, it ain't looking perfect, so we don't have to worry about it too much. But you still need to put some visual interest. You know, there's birds on it all the time doing what they do. The weather's on it, eroding it. There's just a lot going on these things when you get real close to them. I've been close to a few of those types of things, and weather will beat down and pretty much everything and anything. So anyway, cool, and let this dry and we'll come back. Alright, so I'm going to start working on skits a little bit here, and I'm going to do this here because I feel like this is in the shade, because I'm kind of got the sun coming from this direction, so this is going to be behind the thing here. I want it all in shade. So it's white, but you know, it's kind of, I put a blue to it, and I think this will look really good going over this reddish brown. There we go. It's nice and creamy. Yeah. So that looks really good when you have that white blue set down over like a reddish brown. There's just something about it that works really well. Let me get a paper towel. There we go. Uh-oh. Got stuff falling. And that white blue going over the reddish brown, just something about it that really kind of pops. I like it. And get a little more blue here. There we go. Let me get a smaller brush. Get this one. I'm going to hit some spots on the back of this jacket here. actually needs to be a little darker, I think. I'm gonna get just a hint of green in it as well. There we go. Now we got something. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, this is gonna look great. There we go. Get back over to this. Oh yeah, this is looking great. Mm. Go. Make sure I get some more water in there. There we go. Alright. Yeah. It's looking pretty good. Let me see about. This is probably too small a brush to be doing this, but that's alright. I'll still lay it down. There we go. And I know you can't really see this because it's out of view. Let me bring it in. All I'm doing is just filling in these areas here, and I need a way bigger brush than this, so yeah. Let me just kind of paint this in a little bit here. Yeah, I'm about running out of paint here. Come on. Come on, you can do it. There we go. A few big bold strokes there on this. Alright, there we go. Now what I want to do is detail just a few other little things, and that will be that. Let me put this right next to each other. There we go. Alright, let this dry and clean up a little bit and be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to start working a little bit of this background area where Skits is looking to. And I'm going to use this pinkish, purplish white color I got here. Where is it? It's right here. It's called Ash Pink. It's an interesting color, but it's warm, so that's why I want to kind of put it into the background here. And I'm going to try and mix it into everything that I put down. Yeah. Now let me mix up a little bit of this pink with a little like sky blue color. And kind of warm it up a little bit. Try putting this in. I think I want to take the tape off of there. Normally I just leave the tape on, but for some reason I feel like I want to take it off there. Alright. Now I got this pink and a little bit of green to make kind of the tree areas. And it almost just looks blue because I've watered it down, but anyway, we'll just gonna kind of plop some of it in here. But that'll make a nice base paint off of. Just try a smidge of red. Might be too much. Sometimes you just gotta kind of fool around and see what you get, you know. And what I'm doing here is I'm putting in some of the structures, the buildings. Again, we'll go back in and we'll just keep layering this a little bit. I think that'll give us what we're looking for. And I got a little bit of red in this to kind of make it a little warmer, I think. Kind of like that. I feel like I've spent too much time on this piece. Much more than I have been on other pieces. We'll just see where it ends up. Might need to cut back a little bit. Alright. This yellow. Start working it into the pink. There we go. Yeah. That way, yeah. I like that yellow. That works really well. There we go. The yellow and pink mixed together looks really good here. I'm just going to kind of run it down the side of the spire. It kind of gives it a little bounce to it. Might want to add just a smidge of red to it. There we go. There we go. Let me let this dry and we'll come back. If you like what you see in here, give us a like, share, subscribe. Also go on over to the skitscomic.com website. All videos show up there a week before they ever hit YouTube. While you're there, pick you up a comic book, print, or go ahead and get you an original piece of art. Lastly, go over to Indiegogo.com and sign up for the book that you're actually watching being made right now. Thank you and have a great day.